Where's the live stream going, darling? Is it going on Instagram?
No, it's Facebook.
Facebook, okay.
Okay, hello everybody. Hi, welcome to Hubud. So as you know, Hubud is not just a co-working space. We also have an event, and as we also say that event is our DNA. In a year, we are having like more than 400 events, and for today, our event is skill sharing, and we have Amanda here. She has for 5 years, right? She is a vegan for 5 years, and she will talk about discover your Dharma with raw vegan foods. I believe you're already an expert in that.
Yeah.
And also today we also have Bitcoins too at 5, and then Wednesday, if you're interested, we will have think tank about fighting food waste. And then also on Thursday, we will have Bali Bungkus about discover the secret language of colors. And at Friday, if you want, we have a social hour, and it's gonna be beer pong. So if you want
beer pong,
it's gonna be fun. If you want to register for the beer pongs, you can ask our host. And that's it. So Amanda,
yeah.
take your time.
Thank you all for waiting and being here and enjoying this talk with me. Just to get an idea about you guys and where you're at on like your life's journey. Who knows exactly what they're doing and they can't wait to, live it for the rest of their lives? We've got one kind of half hand going up. Okay, who kind of hates what they're doing, is a bit lost? It's why you come to Ubud. Everyone comes here to find themselves a little bit and kind of get an idea of what they want in life. Who's doing that?
Hate what we do.
But kind of, you feel like there's something more and you're kind of seeking that, and there's always something that you just kind of don't know what it is. Yeah, I think there's probably the majority of us have that on some level. And what kind of field of like work do you guys do, just quickly?
I'm an intern here.
Intern, yeah?
I'm a writer.
You're a writer, lovely.
Hard to say. It's complicated, but mainly I was used to be lecturer market.
Okay, nice. What about you,
I'm
Dan?
a translator.
Translator, yeah.
I run Hubud.
Oh, you run Ubud. So you're living your Dharma already.
Yeah, it's not bad.
What about you, my dear?
Digital marketing.
Digital marketing, awesome. That's a really exciting space to be in. What about diet? Who's dabbled in raw vegan, fasting, vegan foods? Kind of, who's eating, like, who has their standard kind of wheat, meat, dairy diet? Lots of cooked foods.
I've got 2 young boys.
You don't have to hide your hand. You're in a nice, accepting group.
So it's lots of fries, probably sausages.
They like protein, so I try and do the healthiest proteins I can find.
Yeah, totally.
And they like mashed potatoes.
Yes. Tomato sauce. Gravy. Do you have gravy in South Africa? Just trying to remember what my childhood was like. I loved all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not going to leave you alone. I enjoy those things as well.
Look, we all do. And, as we get through this presentation, you'll get to see that, it's not really, the raw vegan diet isn't a dogma diet, and it's not how I teach. It's about how can we incorporate this way of living into our lives so we can be living in alignment with our highest good, on purpose, but yet still allowing a little bit of time, that 20% for the good stuff, or the naughty stuff, shall we call it. So, discover your Dharma with raw vegan foods. Welcome. Okay, so what is Dharma? So there's lots of kind of explanations for Dharma. If you look up Wikipedia, depending on, if it's coming from the Hindu tribe or if it's a Sanskrit, the Sikh kind of interpretation of it is kind of all slightly different. But in a nutshell, it basically kind of means that you're living your life in accordance with, the rights, the laws, the virtues, the right way of living, the cosmic law and order. So for me, it basically means your purpose. So discovering your Dharma is discovering your purpose in life. It's really beautiful though, if you read a bit more about this, it talks about how, it kind of includes purification and transformation, so that you're on the path to righteousness. So it's a really beautiful word, and I love to use it a lot when it comes to working with raw vegan foods. Okay, is this you? That was me when I worked in advertising every day. I was stuck in the job I hated. I was struggling to get going in the mornings. I never saw the sunshine because I was in a cubicle, up early for work, home late, tired and unmotivated most of the time. I had digestive issues and other health conditions as well. And you know, most people have tried a little bit of raw vegan to try and feel better or get on a fast, and you kind of love the way it made you feel. You kind of want to make it part of your routine, but you just can't seem to find the time because you're always working. There's always something else occupying up your time. And so, you know, I used to actually be so unmotivated that I would literally walk out of the office at like 3 in the afternoon and just not tell anyone that I'd gone home. I couldn't handle it. Okay, so here's another cool saying I love. It's if you hang out with chickens, you're going to cluck, and if you hang out with eagles, you're going to fly. So I hung out with a few chickens in advertising, so let me put it that way. Okay, so our self-imposed prison that we create for ourselves, and we feel like we're stuck in our job, we feel like we're a slave to the money, the bills, the mortgage, the credit card, the car repayments, the holiday, the new shoes, the dress, and so on and so on. It just becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy of being stuck in this self-imposed prison. And then there's also this fear that we have, you know, we fear that we're not going to have enough. We have the fear of the unknown if we try and make that leap into trying something new. And also you always find like there's just never enough creative time to really sit down and get clear on what it is that you want to do in life. Or even know where to start and what you need to do to discover your Dharma. Does that kind of make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here's another cool saying. Fear is a self-imposed prison that will keep you from becoming what God intends for you to be. You must move against it with the weapons of faith and love. So instead of getting into this fear paradigm, which is low vibrational emotions and thoughts, if you move to one of faith and love, which is high vibration, expansiveness, high vibrational emotions, you're breaking free of your self-imposed prison. So this is my story, just in a nutshell. So from a very young age, I was told by my dad to just get a job and make money. That's all that mattered. He couldn't care if I was working in McDonald's or a CEO of a company. It was just get a job and make money. So I really kind of didn't have the opportunity to develop that creative potential to kind of really understand, get in alignment with what was my Dharma. So I worked in high stress environments such as advertising agencies. I was part of a well-oiled machine in those companies, just a small cog in the machinery. Thankless tasks, endless politics, toxic environments, emotionally toxic, and dehumanized work environments. I partied really hard to numb out my unhappiness. I was really, really good at partying hard. Almost became a profession in itself. I'm really surprised I'm still standing here today, actually, because of my 10 years. I can't remember anything. 10 years is gone. Okay, so I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew that working in agencies or working in the corporate realm wasn't it. Cue illness. So I ended up with a condition called systemic candida. I don't know if anyone's familiar with systemic candida. So it is, we all have this candida fungus that lives inside our gut, which is kept in check by a healthy immune system. But when your immune system's out of balance, stress, diet, toxicity, it can take over, kill all the good bacteria in your gut, and actually start to punch holes in your intestines and get into your bloodstream, and you become ill from head to toe. It starts to poop in your blood. It gives off about 80,000 neurotoxins and chemicals and toxic chemicals as part of its metabolism. So you get affected from head to toe. And I was very, very ill for a long period of time. And of course, going down the Western medical system took me a long time to realize that they weren't helping me. And then I kind of just had to really stop and reassess my life and start to go on the holistic route. So really it was a blessing in disguise, because the universe was forcing me to stop because I was so out of alignment with what was my Dharma, my purpose. So my journey really started with diet and detoxing first. And as I began to detox, and eat more raw vegan, more high vibe foods, my zest for life came back. My purpose was kind of revealed to me, and like this is kind of what I'm meant to be doing, is teaching people about the amazing benefits of raw vegan foods. And it really was though only because I was forced through illness to take time out of my life and go on my healing journey that I really did discover my Dharma. So, you know, this is quite common for a lot of people, which we'll talk about in a minute. Now this is kind of might be a bit esoteric for some of you, but it's food for thought. You don't have to buy into it, but maybe just take away some of the things here and digest it and see what feels right for you and congruent for you. So really, the mouse wheel, or this self-imposed prison that's created in this kind of the world we live in, I guess, is we're conditioned from a young age to be highly productive, to not think outside the box, to ensure that there's going to be healthy profits maintained for the elite few, the conglomerates, the big corporations, which is interesting too, is the school curriculum mainly only focuses on academic subjects that engage one side of the brain. Vaccines, antibiotics, fluoride in tap water, junk food, GMO food is designed to keep us dumbed down and sick, so that we go back to point one. We're highly productive, do what you're told, make money for the profits, for the bottom line, for the big companies. You know, and then students, you know, they're forced into debt before they even enter university. I don't know if it's like that for most big countries. You know, you get a chance to get a government loan to pay for your university degrees. In Australia, this is quite common. So because university is so expensive, you get a loan, and then you're already a slave to the system, for being forced to find work to pay off debt before you even graduate. It's pretty scary. Then you go into work, long hours inside an air-conditioned cubicle, creating weak immune systems, minimal time for nature, family, friends, connection, making the correct food choices are lifestyle choices. So discovering your Dharma means a raising of consciousness for you and the planet. And that means, for the elite, something that they're really, really afraid of. They don't want you to be high vibe, high levels of consciousness, contributing to the benefit of the planet and to people. So this is a little bit of a conspiracy maybe for some of you, but it's something that I truly believe is happening in the world. Because everybody's soul has a calling. And there are many theories that talk about this, that your soul has a plan for you before you were even born. It's called pre-birth planning. And it basically encapsulates there that you had your life here has been planned out, and that it's just a process of remembering during your time here as to what that is. So through our challenges, lifestyle choices, tribulations in this life, one may have an awakening of some sort, like I did through illness. For other people, it sometimes comes in the form of an accident, like a car crash, an injury, an illness, or the death of a loved one. And that could also mean a really intense relationship breakup, which is also kind of like a death. Can sometimes create the awakening. Others can also remember without a traumatic event, which is kind of, you know, awesome, jealous a little bit, that those people get the chance to do that without having trauma, a really major trauma happen in their lives to make them wake up. You know, and then there are many others that walk through life never waking up, often feeling like something's missing in their life, that only bad things happen to them. I have a friend like that. Her entire way of being is everything bad happens to her. It's all negative. I can't find a man. Man is shit. My job sucks. And guess what happens? She basically creates that reality. The job's unrewarding, and they're often living in fear. A really great book to read if you're interested in this topic is a book called Your Soul's Plan by Robert Schwartz. Has anyone heard of him? It's a really cool book. You can actually get online and download his little ebook if you want to have a bit more of a read. So we are all vibration. So everything on this planet has a vibration. Plants, animals, humans, this table, this computer, everything has a vibration. This is a really interesting topic, and it's one that I'm really excited about talking about these days. So a healthy human has a resonance of 64 to 72 megahertz. Disease can start at 58 megahertz. Green foods have a vibration of 65 to 75 megahertz, which is pretty high. Cold pressed juices and essential oils, extremely high vibration. Processed packaged food, meat, 0. What does that mean if it's 0?
Got no life force.
Got no life force, that's right. And so if we're eating a diet that consists of processed packaged foods, meat, cooked foods, very low vibration, which means how are we going to vibrate?
So it means that cooking food is decreasing level of
The vibration.
the vibration.
Yeah. So generally, and this is what we do is subscribe to in raw, anything below 44 degrees maintains the high vibration. I mean, there is a slight denaturing of the vibration. It probably comes out, dried foods are about, I think, 20 to 27 megahertz. Anything over 44 degrees Celsius starts to completely kill off the live enzymes and strip out the vitamins and minerals. Which also makes, because it's low vibration and there's none of the special vital life force that this particular enzymes that actually help the body digest food, it's a lot of work for the body as well to try and constantly process cooked foods. So low vibration, how does that feel on your body? So it can often feel like you have fear-based emotions, fear, worry, stress, anxiety. You'll feel tired all the time, low in energy. You'll feel bogged down, like just with life. There'll probably be niggling illnesses. So there's things like bloating, gas, headaches. Could be other sort of autoimmune conditions as well that might be popping up. Food intolerances. You can also kind of feel a bit numbed out, kind of like nothing kind of really gets in and nothing kind of really gets out. You're just kind of existing. So you feel a bit sluggish, lacking in joy, might gain weight. Yeah, you're disconnected from creativity, you're disconnected from source. Incidentally, Candida has a vibration of 55 megahertz, which is what I had, and I can certainly tell you, it freaking sucks being at 55 megahertz. It isn't enjoyable in the slightest, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone else to experience that. So I think cancer isn't much further below that. So as we start to get sicker and sicker and sicker, we start to get to 0 megahertz, means death. Yeah, so it's really, really super important. Also, not only do we want to keep our vibration high to stop the illnesses and all of this crappy feeling coming through, but when we're at these high vibrational resonances, we can discover our Dharma. So all plant-based foods are alive, as you saw before, with high vibration. So the things that are really important to start thinking about putting into your diet are definitely greens, green juices, green smoothies, essential oils. You can actually pop them into your drinks as well and drink them down, as long as they're food grade. All of these things we use all the time in raw food. So we're always having this high vibrational kind of experience. What does that feel like? It feels like you're having a freaking awesome day every single day. Amazing things happen when you vibrate at a high frequency. Magic really happens. I can put an intention out there and it will come back to me quite quickly. So, for example, I put a picture of a recipe book up on my vision board a couple of years ago. Within 2 weeks, I had a call from Penguin, the publishing house, saying, "We'd like to do a raw vegan cookbook. Would you be interested?" I'm like, holy crap. Yeah. So things like that happen quite frequently. And so we begin to embody this joy, love, abundance, gratitude, which are really high vibrational energies and emotions. And it's a really expansive place to be in, because from that point, you're more in alignment with what your soul's purpose is, which will come to you. I do a raw food 1 week intensive chef course, and it's amazing to see. I have a lot of women that come in at the beginning, they're like, Yeah, I kind of know what I want to do with this course. Like I want to like cook better for my kids, or I want to go and do a catering company and do raw desserts, or I kind of want to like, maybe I'm a PT and I want to go on and offer raw food programs to my clients. But by the middle of the week, their ideas are just going, like they're pouring out of them. There's creativity. The creativity and the creative juices start to bubble and overflow. It's such a really beautiful thing to witness. So yeah, as we begin to detox our body from low vibrational foods, toxic emotions, we raise our vibrations with raw vegan foods, our emotional body begins to vibrate at a higher frequency. So when you do that, this creates like a super speed one-way highway to connection to source, to soul, to your Dharma. It really is freaking magical. So this is a little bit more about my Raw Food Chef Week. I'm doing at Alchemy Academy on the 20th to the 24th of August. So if you join me, you get to learn how to juggle jackfruit and pineapple. And truly, if you really wanted to, we could do that. But we cover everything from the very basics about raw and its principles, the food groups used in raw, all about detoxing, recipe creation, eating for health. We talk about the acid-alkaline balance, the benefits of good fats, high vibrational foods for healing, how to use the spices, the low GI sweeteners, the superfoods and specialty foods that we use in raw, and how to combine all of that together to make amazing creative recipes. We teach you how to use the equipment, how to use the Vitamix, food processor, a dehydrator. We cover off things like knife skills, flavor balancing, food handling and storage. And then of course we are hands-on every single day, so you get to really learn how to make all those beautiful, delicious smoothies and juices, soups, breakfast, lunches, dinners, snacks, desserts. We cover the traditional art of fermented foods. Has anyone tried things like, cashew yogurt and sauerkraut?
Yeah, I tried to make sauerkraut.
How'd it go?
It grew too much.
What?
It's like walking.
Did you try to leave the house?
Yeah.
These are amazing for detoxing, like getting you onto the high vibrational super speed one-way highway and much quicker. Really big part of my healing journey was getting onto fermented foods, so I love teaching that. And then also, if you wanted to take this into a career, we cover off things like how to present and run a workshop, so you can talk to others and share your knowledge with other people about the amazing benefits of raw vegan food. And you get a graduation certificate at the end of the week. And of course, because you're eating 100% raw with me during the week, we all detox together. So even if I'm 80% raw generally, and I go to 100% raw during the week, I will still detox. So as we go through detox, we actually really start to experience what it's like, and where it gives you a really good starting point of where your body's at and how much you're going through to get you out to the other side to become really high vibe. So it's a beautiful week of transformation. So it's not only learning about all this amazing way of eating and being and preparing food, but it's a personal transformational journey as well, where we take you from probably about here to about here. Okay, so has everyone got a pen and a piece of paper? Could we grab a pen and a piece of paper for people if they don't have one? Because we're going to do a little gold drop right here, right now. Are you okay with that? Yeah? Because I think this is a really great place to start. It's really great knowing about all of this stuff, but until we actually start to set an intention and put it into action, you won't start manifesting and creating what you want. Does anyone have any quick burning questions while we wait for pen and paper?
I was just wondering one thing, because in Poland we have really tough climate, and also having fruits like it's possible probably in Australia or Bali. It's really not possible in a place like Poland.
To have a lot of fruits?
No, we don't. Like we have this season where it's like just winter time.
Yeah.
Like very long time.
Yeah.
And it's like we obviously are exporting many fruits, but like having a fruit that is exported is far away from the fruit that is like naturally grown somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, like, if like even like we eating more of soups and stuff like that.
Yes.
Because if you have -20,
Yes, the
it's
last thing you want to do
pretty
is
challenging
having a
to
smoothie.
keep being on the, you know,
Yeah, I totally
cold
hear
pressed
you.
thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know. It's a question that comes up a lot, and I've just actually released a 7-day winter cleanse online program because a lot of people, yeah, you struggle with wanting to eat cold foods or raw foods in winter time. So, you know, just even by switching to vegan, cooked vegan foods and cutting out the meat, wheat, dairy, you can still have beautiful, cooked, hearty, nourishing meals with a little bit of raw on the side, so you're getting the benefits of the raw vegan. Has been incredibly successful. So you could even just attempt to do that maybe, you know, once every month, just to have a break from, you know, having those heavier foods. And you know, for me personally, I don't subscribe to a high fruit diet. I mean, there's lots of different ways of teaching raw vegan, right? There's the 80-10-10 diet, there's Freely the Banana Girl, there's the, I don't know, there's the mono diet. That doesn't work for me. And so I teach what works for me, and I also think it's really probably beneficial for everyone to be thinking about like low GI foods to help keep, you know, the insulin levels normal, keep the candida at bay, the pathogens like the parasites and the bad bacteria. So the 80-20 rule is what I teach. So it's 80%, you could have 80% raw on the plate, 20% cooked, 80% greens, 20% fruit. You know, and when you've got candida, the GI of any food you should be consuming should be under 18, which is really low. And that probably would eliminate most fruits. So things like limes, lemons, yes, maybe blueberries, green apple, but any of these amazing fruits you get here in Bali, really high sugar. Yeah, unfortunately, like the pineapples, the mangoes, the papaya, they're like crazy amounts of sugar. And then you juice that, and it's increasing the sugar content again. So they can actually be, even though they kind of come up, you know, you have to be careful, moderation with those fruits. Okay, has everyone got a pen and paper? Yeah, great. Okay, so let's start by closing our eyes and taking a deep breath in, filling your lungs up, and that breath right into the bottom of your stomach, and then slowly releasing your breath. And then I want you to have a think about, with your eyes closed, to think about how you want to move forward to discovering your Dharma. What is it that you really feel that you need to do to take that first step? You know, and maybe it's just a little bit more on top of what you're already doing. Maybe you're already doing it, but maybe you feel there could be more. Feel into that. And once you have that first step, I want you to write it down. So, for example, it could be as simple as, I don't know what my Dharma is, but my next step is to eat more raw vegan food to help me on the path to discovering my Dharma. And you can write that intention down. You know, and some things as well could just be the simplest things, like I need to take more time out in nature. I need to move my body more. These are all steps along the way. Once you have that, what I invite you to do when you get home is you can use what you've written down as it is and put it up somewhere where you're going to see it every day. You can also read it every day and close your eyes and visualize it every day. What I also like to do is actually add in some beautiful color to it. Could even be like, get into your creative side, tap into your creative side, grab the kids' drawing pens and start putting beautiful colors and drawings into that and making it a beautiful expression of your soul. So how will you know you're living your intention or your goal, or you're on the way to making your intention or your goal, your Dharma, your life? So I want you to close your eyes again. I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in and out, and just visualize it like a movie of how that might look. So could be, what are you wearing? What's the scenery in the background? You know, what are you doing? Are you driving the latest version of the Tesla? Who are the people that you're hanging out with? What are you eating? So really create that movie in your mind as if you're living it and embodying it. And then you can also write that down. Whatever comes into your mind as the movie, you can write that down like a script, like a movie script, and write that down in the present tense. Like, I'm in the latest version of the Tesla, I've got this hot chickie babe next to me, we're eating raw vegan food, we're high-vibing on our way to some amazing raw food retreat run by Amanda of the Raw Food Kitchen. Whatever comes to your mind, please write it down. How's everyone going? Good? Okay, so now that you have your Dharma movie, what I like to do is I have that beside my bed, pen and paper in the morning, so that I can either just read it again, or I can also sometimes add to it, or sometimes I refine it. So every time I'm looking at it, I'm like adding more detail, or I'm maybe adding in new things. It's just getting kind of like bigger or more refined. You might even take some things out, but you're always kind of working on it. So do that first thing in the morning before you get out of bed, and crazy magic happens. Just keep doing that every single morning. So how living a Dharma day might feel like. So when you're present and your body's clean, even on a really stressful day, you feel supported and wise to the way that the day is unfolding and the message that's in that. Every moment is perfect. Every experience is perfect. You feel connected body, mind and spirit. Your day flows exactly as it should. You attract positivity all around you. You understand, respect and appreciate the choices that you've made to get here. think that's kind of called practicing gratitude. That's a big one. You have a genuine love for yourself, for everyone around you, and you have a love for life. Your decision to pursue your Dharma and make it a reality was worth all the effort and more. Okay, so the Dharma diet. These are probably some really key, easy steps you can do to start your Dharma journey. Start with 1 green smoothie a day. Include 1 raw vegan meal a day, and that could just be a salad. So if you do brekkie, big green smoothie, and a salad for lunch, you're already 50% raw. It's so easy to do, especially here in Ubud, right? There's so many amazing raw vegan options here. We're so lucky. And number 3, start a detox program. So it's really, really important that if we start to become more, when we want to become more high vibe, is to clear out the junk that's already there. So we need to look into getting colonics, doing an enema or something along those lines. Getting into an infrared sauna is amazing to sweat out toxins. Alchemy Holistic do incredible colonics. I know it's a bit of a scary word for some people. Absolutely nothing to be afraid of. It's very, very safe. The girls in there, the therapists, are highly trained and very, very intuitive. They help you along the journey of detoxing through colonics. It's no mess, it's completely safe, and it's the fastest way to get those toxins out. And until we get those toxins out, it's really hard to start experiencing the benefits of the raw vegan lifestyle. There's also different other little strategies that you can do for detox, but if you want to just nail it on the head, colonics are like the Rolls Royce. And if anybody kind of wants more information on that, you can email me at amanda@therawfoodkitchen.com.au and I'll happily answer.
Sorry, maybe this is a newbie question,
Yeah.
but what is colonics?
Colonics, okay, so colonic hydrotherapy is a system that introduces water into the colon. It's kind of like, I like to use the analogy of like the washing machine cycle, right? So all this water's coming into your colon and it kind of sits there for a little bit and it's soaking. So it's starting to soak all the crud that's been lining the colon wall for a very long time. So when you think about as from birth, think of all the illnesses you've had, the antibiotics you've taking foods that don't necessarily serve us, inflammatory foods. When we eliminate, we generally only eliminate from here to here in the colon. Everything else that's still there just kind of ferments. So just with that fermentation process alone creates toxicity. So even though you're going to the toilet every day, there's still about 4 kilos of crap in there fermenting. So this is why the colonics get all the way around the colon. It's soaking all that crud that's been building up and it still hasn't been eliminated. And then what I call the spin cycle is when the water's released and it's pulling with it all the crud that's coating the colon walls, all the old impacted waste that's been there for many years. So when you have that clean colon and you've detoxified from all that crap, literally, then your cells have a chance to kind of like breathe, become more oxygenated. All the detoxification pathways can start to function optimally, like the liver, the kidneys, the skin, the lymph. Once you get that going, then once you start introducing high vibrational foods that the body it's not inflammatory foods, it's not mucus producing foods, they're not acidic, they're not disease producing foods, then your body can high vibe. Does that make sense?
Will you not remove any of the positive things that are living in your colon?
Like the good bacteria? No, on the contrary, good bacteria cannot thrive in a toxic environment. And most of us these days have a slightly imbalanced gut flora. So again, good bacteria to bad bacteria ratio is 80-20, which is a really good one to remember. So as soon as you do the colonics, this is the perfect time to reintroduce more good bacteria. So take lots of high count multi-strain probiotics straight after your colonic, and then they really get a chance, because it's a nice clean home for them, to start to create
Good environment.
that healthy balance of 80-20. And then you can come and see me and learn how to make raw vegan foods a lifestyle, so it becomes your everyday and you're vibing every day. And what's really cool about raw vegan foods, this high vibrational feeling, is that because you're alkaline, constantly alkaline, you just feel good all the time. So cravings, mood swings, feeling hungry, like you're not getting enough sustenance goes away. So you don't really feel like you need anything. It's almost like, I don't know if anyone's fasted or done a juice fast before, where you get to day 5 and you feel freaking amazing, you haven't eaten a thing. It's kind of like that. It's not as intense.
We were vegan for 10 years as a family when we went to the Florida, the Hippocrates Health Institute.
Yeah.
Which was, but one thing is, when I've done them, the first week I always feel like shit.
Yeah.
Because you're detoxing.
Yeah.
And so I think don't you find that hard because a lot of people who think that they'll feel better in a week, they really, because you're really feeling terrible the first week. The second week you're adjusting, then the third week, that's really when do you find that as well too when you're doing the program?
Yeah, I mean, detox is a journey which is different for everyone, and it's really unique because for me, even like when I detox, sometimes I'll be detoxing on day 1 and I'll be amazing by day 3, and other times
But your baseline is good.
yeah, but no, not necessarily.
I mean,
I'm still a human being. Yeah, I still like wine. Don't tell anyone. Like, and this is what I teach, right? I'm not dogma about the diet, because for me, if you are, it creates a sense of, stress, deprivation and isolation. So if you can do the 80-20 rule, and, and sometimes I fall off the wagon, we all fall off the wagon. I might have, more cooked food some week than I care to want to. But, some days I'm so busy I don't even eat properly. I might have, a piece of fruit for lunch, and then that's not enough, And ideally, my motto is to get as much nutrition into your foods in as many ways as possible. So there's no calorie counting, there's none of that stuff on raw foods. But that's kind of what I like to do. But, however, even if I've done that, like I said, if I've done 80% raw for most of the year and then I go on to 100% raw with the girls or guys on my chef course, I'll still experience a level of detox. And yes, depending on your lifestyle, your previous food choices, it may take up to a week to detox. But detox is a journey that kind of is a bit like this, because you might detox on day 3 of a fast, and day 7 it'll come back again, you'll be detoxing again. Some people say that, especially when you're fasting, that for every day of a fast is a year of your life. So for example, day 13, like this happened to a friend of mine who was an ex-drug addict. He had intense withdrawal symptoms come through his body from the drug while he was fasting. He'd given up drugs years and years and years ago. He's like, what was I doing 13 years ago? Oh, that was the day I decided to give up drugs. And he went through withdrawals and it was all coming out again. So everything that we do, physical and emotional, gets stored in our bodies. And we're quite unconscious to some of it, and it's when we start to detox that it comes up. So yes, it can be intense and it can take a lot longer, or you think you're done and then it's back again. But what's amazing is that those detox symptoms is your body naturally healing you and regenerating you. So even though you feel like crap, it's like, how amazing is this? That if we give the body the right environment and the right tools, the right food, the right mindset, it gives it the signal to naturally start to heal your body, clear out all the cancer cells, the viruses, the crappy dead cells, and regenerate your body. It's like literally rebuilding your body with healthy cells. It's pretty amazing. So yeah, even though you kind of feel like crap, it's like, hey, this is pretty cool. And that it is a journey. And some people, I see this all the time when people come and do retreats with me, is that they're so disconnected from their bodies. A lot of us are so disconnected from our bodies these days that even when they're detoxing, they've got like a bit of a rumbly tummy, or they're feeling a bit off, or have a headache. They're not associating that with detox. They're like, oh no, I've just got a bit of a headache, I'll be fine. Oh no, I don't need a colonic, that headache will go away. It's like you can't ignore what your body's trying to tell you. And this is also what is amazing about this way of eating, is that you start to really hear what your body's telling you. And therefore you start to choose healthier choices intuitively that really serve your body. Yeah. And so it's a no-brainer to then eat this way most of the time. It's just that, that taking that leap of faith to get there is the hardest part. And that is why it's amazing, and I'm so honored when I see people come and do my courses, because it's like, wow, you guys, you know, you're the special ones. You're taking that leap of faith into the fear of the unknown because you want to be high vibe, and you know you want to do it, and you're ready to do whatever it takes, and that's pretty awesome. But yeah, I mean, it always amazes me, because if I do online programs as well, and some people, you know, that I think would struggle don't, you know, they have a couple of days of feeling crap and then they feel amazing, and they're like, oh my God, why didn't I do this earlier? So you just never really know. But I think, you know, the best advice I can give you is to just be present with it each day, and that's why when we do go through detox, the intention setting, the journaling, they're really, really important tools to help pull you forward. Being guided with somebody like me during that process as well. And like-minded people, you know, you want to be with people who support your choices. It's really important. This is why Ubud's amazing, because everybody's, you know, there's a raw food cafe on every corner, so it's really easy to do. And really easy to make those choices. You know, and sometimes I like having eggs for lunch. I might do some poached eggs, or I might go, you know, if I'm eating at a nice restaurant, order some chicken. You know, I'm not technically vegan for ethical reasons. I just know my body feels better eating this way. However, because I now have more of a connection to my body, if my body's going, you know what, I feel like some eggs today, I'll have some eggs, you know? And we're not just kind of unconsciously eating and making unconscious eating choices. Does that make sense?
I think that makes it really beautiful, because I'm now also like around 6.5 years, and I'm working on my journey.
Yeah.
So also exploring and experimenting, and went through all the different like variations, starting with paleo, feeling like crap, and and doing like a raw, no sugar, and making my own kombucha.
Great.
And it's really cool. And now I'm like finding my ultimate balance between like cooked food, raw food,
Yeah.
Vegan, gluten, like everything is
Yeah.
now becoming. I found this formula for myself.
Correct.
But this aspect is really important. Like, if my friend is coming to Bali and like he's in the medical world, and I think that what is saying that is I said enough.
Yeah.
I want to sit with him in a restaurant. I want to enjoy dinner with him.
Yeah.
Although he's eating everything I would not be eating.
Yeah.
So I think that's the magic. Like if you find that formula.
Yeah.
That's because that makes you so much better. Because
Yeah.
otherwise it's a never-ending battle.
Totally.
So
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest learning from
Yeah.
last year, like finding this
Mhm,
formula
mhm.
for yourself also
Yeah.
to really enjoy and thrive on it, and but also like really engage with people and energize them and inspire them without
Forcing it down their throats.
forcing,
Yeah, yeah,
even
yeah.
though because it's not forcing, but sometimes you make people feel bad because they think they are doing something wrong.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
so
And
that's
there's
a big learning.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good one to mention, because I think first of all, everyone's unique. So your healing journey and what works for you will be unique for you. But this journey is the beginning to get you clean and intuitively eating, and then kind of you know your body then becomes a bit of a lab, and you're tinkering with it, you know, and then you refine it to what really works for you. And then secondly, when you are going to a restaurant, yes, you can I can pretty much eat out anywhere, and it doesn't bother me. It's like, oh no, I can't go there because it's not raw vegan. I will always find, there's people out there, I have a girlfriend who's like that, she's crazy. But you know, I always find something on the menu that's healthy. I can always ask to do gluten-free pizza base without the cheese. I can do, you know, extra salad. There's always things that you can do. Or anywhere really, yeah, anywhere. And you know, what I find works best is just by showing up and leading by example. It eventually starts to mitigate into their life in some way. Yeah. I mean, a great way of getting people onto raw vegan foods if you work in an office is to do a raw cheesecake or a raw treat. Everybody loves them. And that gets them excited. It's like, oh wow, that was really good. I could eat that. And then it's kind of gets them interested, and a nice way of just, not kind of forcing your lifestyle onto them, but just kind of, hey, try this. Yeah, it's a really nice way to do it.
It's true. Like, even though it sounds impossible, also in the Netherlands, if you go there, if you just drop in any restaurant, it can be really difficult.
Yeah.
But if you just be open to it and just call or look on like the menu online and just have a call and have a chat, saying, hey, I have this question. Yeah, then it's possible. Yeah. And, a few years ago, I also went to like a very like normal pizza place, and but I with friends, but they invited me and said I really wanted to come with you guys, but I don't want to eat gluten because I feel bad if I eat it. So, but instead of saying that, I just amazing idea, guys. Let's sit there, and I called up the place. They took care of like creating some sort of a gluten-free base or something like that, and it was a really good evening. Everybody was really curious.
Yeah.
What is it like? So it can be a really can be really interesting.
Totally, and it can be really powerful. I know, anybody that comes and usually does like my mini retreats or chef courses, I know that they're going to go home and probably get half a dozen people onto raw vegan foods just because they're so excited and loving it and doing amazing food that, before you know it, other people start on the journey, and that's what makes it really special. It's kind of like we're spreading the virus, but a beautiful virus of love around the world. So I'm just going to pass around a piece of paper. If you guys want to stay in touch, pop your name and email address down, and I can send you some more juicy recipes and a free ebook as well, totally optional of course, and more information about the chef course coming up here in Albwood in August if you're keen to know more. And lastly, I just wanted to finish with this because I think it's really beautiful. It's not selfish to love yourself, take care of yourself, and to make your happiness a priority. It's necessary. It's a biggie. Because how often do we forget to take care of ourselves? So happiness is a necessity. Word. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining me. Has anyone got any last burning questions before I wrap up?